And we're off, motherfuckers. Good morning. I'm feeling a little bit better, as you can see. It sucks that the debut episode I was a little bit sick, but I'm coming back. I had to play through the flu game, Shawnee. I had to
Did
play
the
through
pork wear off? It finally got out of the system?
the pork's out of the system. Took a little medicine, feeling rejuvenated on this wicked Wednesday that we have.
Watched a whole lot of baseball.
Yeah, I had to. Actually, I was feeling like so much like shit. It was actually hard to keep my eyes open just watching it. But we have a wicked Wednesday that we're going to get into. I'm still not perfect, though. Watch this. I'm going to clear my throat every now and then. I'm not perfect. But we have a wicked Wednesday on their second episode of the Real Life Fantasy Baseball show, Spit and Swelsh, April 23rd. I almost forgot the day. Wednesday, April 23rd edition, our second installment. We got a lot to get into. I think some of our picks were good. Some were bad yesterday.
I honestly want to say we probably went somewhere around 50-50 yesterday.
That's how it felt for me, too.
Yeah, it was a lot of baseball.
50-50. Some were like, yeah, but there was a lot of interesting games. I will say that.
I know baseball is officially back, though. You want to talk about, like, there's no more college basketball. Masters are done. Who the fuck cares what the NBA is doing? I mean, honestly, it's the only thing here now is basketball, and a big slate is what we live for. We love it.
We love a big slate. And since it was a big slate, we're gonna rip through the recap. We don't have to spend too much time on it. And since it was a big slate, we're gonna do a new segment called Hard 90s.
First segment. You ready, Spin?
I think I'm ready. So we're gonna put 90 seconds on the clock. You got me?
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
90 seconds on the clock, and we're just gonna run through a quick recap of everything. I mean, maybe there were some big ass games that we'll talk a little bit more about. But for right now, 90-second recap of yesterday's slate. And it starts. I didn't prep this. And it starts. It starts now. All right, let's lead off with Cleveland and New York. New York was actually at Cleveland. I think we both took the Yankees in this game. They lost. They're going to look to avoid a sweep today. That sucks. I don't even want to dwell too much on that. That's disgusting. Yankees still in first place. Cleveland in first place too. Shocking because Detroit. Speaking of Detroit, San Diego was in Motown. San Diego won. It was only 2-0. It was a close game. You expected a close game. And not only that, Sean, we both took San Diego to win that game. Tigers won game 1 of the series. So that's a good series. Rubber matches today. Cincinnati at Miami. Cincy's a tough team to fucking gauge right now. I actually think Miami has a better record than Cincy. Miami takes it 4-3. I don't even know that might have been the game 1 of that series. I don't even fucking remember. But I took Cincy. We both took Cincy. I think we like that pitching matchup, even though the starter, Martinez, whoever it was, had a bad ERA. Whatever. Miami's interesting and Cincy's interesting. Tough game to gauge. Almost you want to stay away from that series if you're a betting man. The Beltway series. Oh, Washington kicked ass, and that's who we like. Mitchell Parker. Good for him. Boston wins 8-3. We had Bryce Miller and company in that game, but Boston prevailed. Mets, Phillies, fuck off. I don't even want to look at that. St. Louis and the Bravo. St. Louis, 10-4. They snapped their losing streak. Braves snapped their winning streak. Rockies, KC. KC took that one. About time KC gets on a roll. They needed it. Chicago Cubs, Dodgers. That's a great game. We should probably talk a little bit more about that, but the Cubs won 11-10. White Sox, Twins. Horrible game. Minnesota won, which we had. We were actually split on Dodgers Cubs, by the way. Blue Jays at Houston. Houston wins 5-1. Interesting. Bassett got wrecked. We didn't love that. Pirates, Angels. Pirates won 9-3. That's kind of crazy. I think I might have liked the Angels in that game. Tampa Bay's in the desert. Arizona won 5-1. I don't think we expected anything less. Quintana did pitch well against San Fran. We did have that. Good for him. The Brewers won 11-3. And then the late game, Texas at where the A's play, Texas won 8-5, and they rightfully should. I was way over time. I started out real slow, but now we know for next time.
I'll tell you what, that's impressive though. I mean, it is like a Daniel Vogelbach 90.
That's a Daniel Vogelbach 90.
That's a Danny Burger's 90, but that's nonetheless you're sick, you're recovering, coming off the IL, and you still perform. We love that. We love to see that. That's just give it up for the kid.
You know what? 90 seconds I actually thought was going to take a little bit longer when I started. I thought 90 seconds was longer. That was a quick 90 seconds. But either way, that's that was yesterday's game in a nutshell. I know there's a few things that we're going to talk about specifically. Did anything specific about yesterday's
the
slate?
first thing I'm going to save my Phillies banter for a little later. I want to get through some of the other stuff yesterday, but once again, Pavetta shoved again. I think he went. It was like 7 scoreless, 2 hits. Let me pull up the actual stats. But he was unbelievable again. He's looking like a strong, in my eyes, a contender for Cy. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 runs, 6 Ks, 2 walks on 91 pitches. He's shoving right now. 4-1 on the year, sub 2 ERA. I mean, he's looking very good. And I mean, we talked about that one yesterday. We knew it was gonna be a pitching matchup with Flattery, and it was a 2-0 game. So I mean, good sign for the Padres there. They look like they're still rolling, basically. And then we get to, what was the other one? Oh, Bellows' return for the Red Sox. He looked good.
Did he?
Yeah, I mean, so I was reading a little bit about it, and apparently he did what he did best. He didn't get not a lot of strikeouts, nothing like that. But he apparently was just ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. Big single ball pitcher.
This is Brian with a Y. That's right.
Brian with a Y. Yeah, and he looked good. He looked good apparently.
Good for him.
That's good, and that is a good sign for Boston too, to get him back. You know what I mean? They're going to need the pitching. We all know their lineup can rake, but I mean, Bello in his first game back went 5 strong with 4 hits, 1 earned run. I mean, that's very, very good for them. And then there was one more thing. Oh, and the stinker game of the series, they still had a little excitement at the end with the Byron Buxton catch. Did you see that?
I did see that. He ended it in a dramatic.
Yeah, only reason he had to dive is because
he's on defense.
Yeah, only reason he had to dive is because he probably broke his hip on the way to get that fucking ball.
It's crazy that he's playing center, though. It's crazy that he's playing center.
I know. He's got to be up there. He's got to be in his late 30s right now, right? Mid 30s.
He could be weirdly younger than he looks and acts. What do we I don't know. I don't know how he. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Here, let me look it up.
I thought I cut out. I think he's 31.
Oh, he's only 31. Wow.
I was gonna say, or maybe he's going on 32. But he seems a little older than what he looks and acts like. It feels like he's just always hurt. So it's it's weird to. I think he's an athletic guy. You want to believe that, but just to be a center fielder. The same way they took Trout out of center, Trout's playing right in an effort to keep him in the lineup and preserve him. Yeah. You would think they'd do something like that with Buxton. And plus, he's a guy who has played a lot of left field and DH'd in the past. I don't know why.
The Twins are a disaster, so they might need it. So
I guess, yeah. I don't know where a guy like Lonark plays. Willie Castro bounces around. You know who the fuck's on that team? Isn't Harrison Bader on that team? Why the fuck he plays center?
He is. You're right. He is on. Harrison Bader is on. I wonder where did they have him?
Maybe benching, or I saw him maybe play left field one game. He threw a guy out at the plate and left. I remember.
I could see him in left.
But he's just he's a guy that kind of gets banged up too. But you don't want to bang up Buxton if you don't have to. And
because most of the time it seems like with Buxton, when he gets hurt, he's hurt for a while.
It's they're monster injuries. They're monster injuries. And Bader's he's a Gold Glove center fielder.
Yeah, they got him in left. But you know what's fun? Bader's 32. Bader's 30.
Oh, he's 30 as well.
Which is kind of shocking. But let's move on from that. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about LA, Chicago.
Yeah, that's
an unreal game at Wrigley. I mean, we thought this was going to be a pitching matchup. It was 5-3 Chicago in the first inning. And then as the game goes on, it was just scoring here, scoring here. I mean, the Dodgers put up 5 runs in the 7th to make it, 10-7 in the 7th inning. And then, you were high on the Cubs, and I'm starting to believe you in every aspect because, wow, they just battled, scored 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie it up, to take the extras, and then scored and Ian Happ walked it off in the 10th.
Yeah, so happy with the walk-off swing. But we were split on this game yesterday, but I don't remember who had what.
I think I went Dodgers, you went Cubs.
Okay, I remember we went opposite.
Yeah,
I don't even remember, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I like the Cubs like one game at a time. Sometimes it gets scary because their strength. You talked about this before we went on air, dude. You were like the strength of schedule for them has been crazy.
I know.
Um, but I do have them winning that division. I like them a lot this year. I thought the Kyle Tucker move answered a lot of questions and a lot of needs. Tucker, I mean, we see the offensive production, but just talk about like a guy like him gives you an identity as a team.
I
This is a
know.
team they needed an identity. Now they bring in that aircraft carrier type of guy. That's what he is. And you start to check boxes of a playoff team. They had supporting cast members. They might have some depth in their starting staff. They have some scrappiness and veterans and all these things. You need a face, and Tucker can give you that.
I mean,
Also,
yeah, he's playing like an MVP right now. We talked about that. He is leading that team. We talked about the strength schedule, and they're 15-10. I mean, it's one of the better records in baseball, and they've had the hardest schedule in the year.
yeah, I remember thinking the reason I think I like the Cubs so much is I look at that division before the season even started, and it's a wide open division. And, I don't think there was a very clear team. Maybe people like the Brewers. I never do. But like even when I don't like the Brewers, they end up making the playoffs. So it's like tread lightly. But to me, that division was wide open. And then the team that made the biggest splash in the offseason was the Cubs with Tucker. So it's like,
Mhm.
to me, that propels you. To me, that propels you. I also don't love that the Dodgers had more runs than they had hits. It's like a
Yeah,
good team like the Cubs, they have 17 hits, 11 runs. The Dodgers still had 10 runs, but 9 hits. But if you want to scrap together runs against a good Cubbies team, yeah, you got to out hit them a little bit. And
and I mean, even on the opposite end, they have. I mean, you were also I know you're a big fan of Will Smith, but he's playing real well this year. Good baseball. He homered yesterday. He's batting 350 on the year. He looks good.
I was a big fan of Will Smith. I was comparing Will Smith's fantasy projections to Rutschman's fantasy projections at the
Yeah,
beginning of the year. I remember saying they're almost identical, but Will Smith is ranked like the 6th best catcher, where Rutschman's like the second, or yeah, maybe the
and he
6th
plays a
best
good
catcher.
defense too. He
Yeah,
plays a good defense. You think about all the arms he catches for, and I know he sits out a little bit, but what catcher doesn't nowadays? But
yeah,
if you need him in there, he's going to be in there. So
yeah.
that's
Shout out Will Smith. He's a quality catcher for sure. Good
that's huge.
backstop.
And then also moving on, both of our teams are trying to avoid a sweep today. I mean, I'm going to let you get into the Yankees, but wow, do I have to talk about the Phillies? It was disheartening to say the least last night watching that game. We didn't even talk about this yesterday, and I'm almost pissed myself that I didn't. This team embarrassed us in the playoffs last year. Came like they walked all over us. Walked us in the playoffs last year. And you go into their house and the past 2 games, you look like you have zero juice. This is a team that's supposed to be full of veterans, vet presence. They're supposed to want to see these guys across from them and fucking tear their heads off. And I don't know what is going on because that isn't the Philly mentality. Bryce Harper wants to act like, oh, hey, I'm Philly. This is where I want to play this, and that. Well, you're the leader of this team. You need to get on these fucking guys then. These guys just embarrassed you in the playoffs last year, and you look like you have zero chip on your fucking shoulder. What are we doing? What are we doing? The at-bats, lazy. They look like they don't even want to fucking be there. I mean, and also giving me a heart attack now. Sanchez leaves after 2 innings with left forearm stiffness or whatever, tightness. I don't fucking know. And then what also made me bite my tongue a little bit, Joe Ross comes in there, pitches 3 scoreless, and then Orion Kerkering, who I was just kind of giving praise yesterday, fucking gives up 4 runs. I mean, and Romano pitched yesterday. He looked horrible. I can't.
They're just trying to get him to find it again, but
I know. There's
can't.
too many. I don't know where to begin because I want to talk about Rob Thompson's managerial style, right? It's great when you're winning. Wow, is it fantastic? He just lets them play and a vet heavy presence. It's great when they, when they are winning. When they're not and shit's going sideways, he has no idea what the fuck to do. No idea what to do. And that is scary. That scares the shit out of me because it's shown in the past, in the playoffs, the past couple of years, and it's showing right now. There was a moment on Saturday when they were playing the Giants. I mean, I think also this is another thing we can touch on. The umps have been horrible this year. I mean, I thought getting rid of Angel Hernandez like out of the MLB would have been a boost, but wow, have the umps been bad this year. There was a pitch, legitimately, it was a 3-2 count, 2 men on, late game, pitch in the other's batter's box against JT Realmuto. Nobody got thrown out. I'm saying, and if you go back and you watch the clip and see how bad the call was, and in what it would have made bases loaded, late game, you're down. Somebody needs to get up and get thrown out. I can't, and it might be this new day and age in baseball, but I'm like, it's leaving me speechless at this point because it's pissing me off so fucking much. Because Rob Thompson's just sitting on his ass, not doing anything, looking at his little player card. Get the fuck up, Rob!
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But one bonus, and I've told you this I've been saying this for how many years, but Stott's in the leadoff spot finally, and he's showing up. He's showing out.
We were talking about that for a while, but really quick, let me touch on what you were saying at the beginning. I'll try to go chronologically here because that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, you need to get it off your chest. I respect it. I do think, okay, yeah, that style of managerial stuff is good when you're winning. But here's the thing, winning cures everything. So no one's ever going to shit on you when you're winning. Like when you're not winning, especially when you're losing these games against division rivals, or especially as a fan, you believe that on such a horrible call, you should get off your ass and maybe stick up for your boy, or blah, blah, blah. Now, the only thing that makes it difficult with that, if you want to get in like the technicalities of it, sometimes you don't want to, like, it's crazy. What happened with that JT? What part of the game was that? Was there more of the game?
It was like the seventh, eighth. It was late in the game.
But when it's a catcher doing that, maybe as a manager you want to get in the way. But sometimes with if a catcher gets called on those plays, you're kind of a little more cautious because you want to get those calls too. When your catcher's back there. So maybe that's something that's what announcers would say. Be like, oh, he won't, blah blah blah, because he's a catcher. That's like a way of looking at it, but. Yeah, realistically, from a fan's perspective, you want to see more fire, especially in a city like Philadelphia. And when it's winning, winning's going to solve everything. Winning's going to cure everything. So you want to love Rob Thompson from when he was an interim guy and he won a pennant. And now it's like, is he still the answer? I don't know. But in terms of the umps, it's weird. And you would think that the umps would be on their shit, knowing that maybe though we saw it in spring training with this stuff in spring training with like it's coming, and I don't know who knows what else is how far it's gonna go at one point. So you would think the umps would seriously be on their shit, because I've noticed it too. And there was parts of a Yankees game where that Aaron Judge fair or foul ball was an interesting call. So there's been things all over the league. You would think the umps would be on their shit. I'm sure there's been some good calls and the right calls, but there's been some hairy stuff too. And at the very least, maybe Rob Thompson should light a fire under someone's ass, but he's proven to not be that guy.
Yeah, it's almost pointless for me to wish for that. It has to come from one of the veterans. And in reality, it has to come from Bryce Harper. Bryce, I mean, it was 2 years ago, a year ago, I can't remember. When was he injured? 2 years ago when he got the shoulder? Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Perhaps.
He was coming back from the shoulder. Because remember, he was just
was that 2? It could have been 2.
It was 2 years ago.
It was the pennant run, right?
Yeah, he comes back from the shoulder. We're playing in Colorado against the Rockies. This is the same thing. They were starting off very slow. One of the Rockies' relief pitchers was jawing, not even to him, to somebody else. Bryce Harper comes running right out of the fucking dugout, ready to fight this guy. Bench is clear. I need to see that again. I'm not gonna lie. That's something that you light a fucking fire. Play with that cockiness, that edge that the Phillies think they have and want to have so badly. Right now, they don't have it. They don't have it. There's no swagger. There's nothing. They look lifeless, dude.
Has there ever been in the Harper Philly era? I mean, in Washington there was stuff. In Washington,
that was the one. And I mean, he's had a couple where he's got. I mean, like he had after they clinched last year, Angel Hernandez called him on a check swing, And
Uh,
he came running out the third, like he got thrown out and then threw his helmet into the stands. Like,
and you know what? There has been glimpses of a little fire. I remember the one time Schwarber got nuts. He might have like chucked the bat
with
down. He was like,
Fernando
"We're bad for
Hernandez.
here, bad for here, bad." Yeah, I remember. Like, there's been glimpses of these guys
But you
doing
know
it.
what happened that year that gave him the edge was Girardi got fired.
Mm,
Girardi got fired. The boys turned it around almost immediately. And listen, I like Rob. He's almost like, if you look back to what we used to be to the past 3 years, the success we've had, it's great. But now it's not, hey, let's just make the playoffs. Now it's, we need to go win the whole fucking thing.
seriously, yeah.
So that's like, and we need to do it right now. Our guys are old. We don't know who's going to resign. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We need to go get it now. And
You
if
really
Rob
do.
Thompson isn't that guy, we need to go find a guy that is.
And I don't want to sound like a dick, but he's also Rob Thompson's Canadian, and they're
Oh,
nice. They're
oh,
almost too nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
they're nice people in Canada. So that's tough. You kind of maybe you want a guy from like I don't know, the
Harlem.
Northeast. Yeah, yeah. You want someone from like the Northeast.
I don't
Kind of.
want the drunk uncle sitting at the Delco family Thanksgiving.
You know what you need? You know who make good coaches? People from Ohio. Believe it or not.
Midwest.
Yeah,
So
or
Midwest.
I don't know if Ohio's maybe it probably is. I'll count it as Midwest. But like Gruden's from Ohio. I don't know about baseball coaches, but the Hardballs are from Ohio. You need a guy from Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay, those are good coaches. It's kind of like the niceness from the Midwest, but also enough grittiness from the East. They're kind of right in the middle there. So I respect that. But I was going to say, with Rob Thompson, and because you're to your point on Girardi, that getting fired kind of, lights a fire under, like Girardi getting fired lights a fire under the. That's what it is, and that's kind of what you know what you're getting into as a manager. Like, you are going to get the shit end of the stick at times. Front office isn't going to fire themselves. They're not going to fire Harper, not going to fire these guys, right? So who gets the shit end of the stick? Well, it's going to be, when you need change, when you feel like you should be winning, you're not winning. What has to change? Well, that's going to be the manager pretty much every single time. I don't know if that's the case. It's too early to say that now, but I don't like the way that the Phillies have been trending in the playoffs. I mean, look about this, Sean. As a 6 seed, they go to the pennant. As a 4 seed, they lose in the championship series. Or I'm sorry, what was it?
No, you're right. They were, yeah.
And then as a 2 seed, they lost in the division series. So their regular seasons have been getting better, but they haven't been going on playoff runs. I think that has to do with what has to change. I mean, when you need the juice, when you need to get motivated that late in the season, stage gets bigger. To me, it points to the manager. So I do think that kind of has to give. But again, it's so early to say those things. But there is a need for it right now. If not now, then when?
The like we talked about this already.
In terms of winning a World Series, not firing thing. In terms of a ring, if not now, then when?
The NL is going to be so tight, a tight race at the end, because we know how many teams are playoff contenders. We know what's going to happen. These games right now, hate to say it, they matter. They matter so much. And you're talking about, okay, well, we came out lifeless in New York back in April. And now we're looking at, okay, now we're battling with 3 other teams trying to get a wild card spot. That's going to come back to bite us in the ass.
I think there's 3 playoff teams out of the East. You would imagine, especially the way the Mets have been playing. The Braves aren't there yet, but I still like to believe the Mets are. I mean, the Braves are that team. And then look at how the West is. So it's
And even in the Central, like we always say, we're not high on the Brewers, but you're not high on the Brewers, but like they'll be sneaky at the end.
They'll be in the
Cubs are going to be there as well. Like
the Reds, I don't know, but still, someone has to win the Central, right? Someone has to win that, and then there's. So, I mean, 4 teams out of the West that are going to compete and 3 teams out of their own damn division that are going to compete.
A little Phillies breaking news. We were actually just talking about this guy yesterday. Weston Wilson just returned from his rehab assignment, and they just DFA'd Cody Clemens.
Whoa. So they went that righty bat off the bench. Well, I guess Weston can do everything that Cody could do, except a little bit more.
And he's a righty. And that's what they're kind of looking for with how Stott has kind of come into his own in the beginning of the season. They don't really need that lefty bat anymore now that they have Stott.
And even still, like if you just look at it from a position, look at more defensively, Cody's what, just to be a backup first baseman? Like Weston can
No,
do that.
Cody played all over the field. Cody did. He played second a little bit.
Did
I,
he?
I think they stuck him in. He was a utility guy through and through.
Okay, I didn't even know if
Yeah.
he threw with righty or lefty. I know he hits lefty, but Weston Wilson can play corner infield, play like left field
Yeah,
and some shit.
yeah, and
So
he plays a decent outfield, and he can definitely hit. We know that he can hit. But so I mean, Cody Clemens. I think the only reason is because he hasn't looked that great this year.
has
And
he even
granted, he
gotten
hasn't played.
opportunities?
Yeah, he hasn't played that much, but like when he's been in, they haven't given him that juice that he was in the past. So I think that's why they're moving on.
Well, is that a good transition to a fantasy update? Maybe we should all pick up Weston Wilson in fantasy.
Yeah,
I don't think
I just took a guy you dropped this morning actually, and
I
Dylan
saw.
Cruz.
And it's the opportune time to do it. You would like to
Yeah.
believe that he's start to get going. I had him when he was cold. Now you picked him up, and there's a good chance that you have him for when he's hot.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? I want to believe in the ball player himself. I think he's a good ball player, and and he's homered in 3 out of his his last 4. Excuse me. So I think he's sneaky. He's going to play every day because of his defense. He plays good defense, so I hear. I don't know how that's going this year, honestly. But him and they really want him and James Woods to be the cornerstone of that franchise moving forward. So he's gonna play a lot and they're gonna let him figure it out.
Yeah, the thing that scared me with Dylan Cruz is that he was off to it's one thing to kind of get off to a rocky start, but he was off to an incredibly cold start. It's like so much where it started to become worrisome for me. I mean, he's still hitting below 200. He's hitting 189, but you look at the last 7 days, 333 with 3 homers. He has 3 homers on the season, 5 ribbies on the season. All that has come in a week span. So, recently, right? So, the thing that scared the hell out of me is, you have Woods. They take their chance on Jacob Young in that outfield. They have another guy, Alex Call, who was getting opportunities and was playing well, where Dylan Cruz was almost trending in such a way. I thought he was going to be the odd man out. I thought he was even going to have some time and send him back down to AAA. That was me speculating, and I thought he was going to be who was that dude from the Cardinals who was kind of young?
Jordan Walker.
I thought he was going to be almost like a Jordan Walker type of guy, where he's highly anticipated guy, like young guy, and then he's getting sent down, up, down, and now it takes Jordan Walker in year 3 right now to kind of really find it and be a productive player. So I was like, some guys just need, last year it was Jackson Holliday got sent down. He was highly anticipated. So guys need that extra time. I thought he was going to do that, but now I think he found it at the right time. He goes to Coors Field and finds his power swing, and then he's 1 for 4 with the homer yesterday. So good for you, Dylan Cruz, and he's a stolen base guy too.
Yeah, he's got a couple on the year. He's a quick. But I think another guy, this is actually, I think you have him. I don't know if you have him in both of our leagues, but you have him in one, I think. We touched on him a little bit yesterday, but Pavin Smith.
Oh, Pavin. Pick him up. I've tried to pick him up as many leagues as I can. He had a homer yesterday too.
Yeah, he's only rostered in 17.3% of leagues according to ESPN Fantasy.
Crazy.
Which is nuts. He's batting .397 on the year with 4 home runs, 9 ribbies. He even stole a bag. 2 for 3 yesterday, 1 home run, 2 ribbies. I mean, we talked about it when the Diamondbacks have guys like Guriel.
Yeah, Lourdes Gurriel. Look at that.
And then Suarez.
Pavin effing Smith, baby. You got to spread the fucking news on Pavin Smith. But
he's been a rock star. I mean, and the fact that he's in less than 20% leagues is wild to me. I mean, you gotta wake up and you got to go get him.
I agree. Because Gurriel hasn't been doing it. I think that's what you were saying, right? Gurriel hasn't been doing it. Suarez really been quiet as all hell. Marte hurt. Someone's got to step up because Diamondbacks are going to stay afloat somehow. I do like this team. But, Corbin Carroll's there, but him. And he's hit at the top of that lineup. Shout out motherfucking Pavin Smith. He deserves it.
And I got one more. This guy, this is probably an overreaction, honestly. We don't know. It's very young in his career. He's only played 2 games so far this year. The Marlins just called him up. Agustin Ramirez. First 2 games out of the year, he went 2 for 3 and 3 for 3, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base. So in a Marlins team where they're going to let the rookies play, you know what I mean? That's not a guy to add yet, but you definitely want to keep him on your radar, especially when catchers, that's very top heavy. A lot of guys are going to They're going to have off days and stuff like that. Maybe just if you got a bench spot open, add him. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Keep him on your radar. He started off hot. He's 5 for 6 in his first 2 games. It's a good sign.
Yeah, I like that. That's an interesting guy. I don't know who the fuck that is, but the Marlins seem to have a whole slew of like these scrappy, kind of like these Spanish scrappy dudes. It seems like. Yeah. I guess he's one of them. I'm going to give one pitcher pick for today, and then we can get on to our Wicked Wednesday matchups. Usually, what I'll do is I'll give a whole slew of pitcher picks for the High Ched Pod. So stay tuned later in the day, and I'll give a handful of like the next upcoming matchups. But since it's a little morning show, I figured I'd get the people going for a pitching matchup for today. And the one guy that jumps out to me, I don't know if it's the sexiest matchup per se, because we're always trying to play the matchups. But a guy who's been hot, and I don't hate the matchup, is Andrew Heaney going against his former team, the Angels. Heaney's a guy I never liked. I've never liked Heaney, ever, in my life. But he's been really good this year, and he's been a guy that me and Dag will talk about all the time on High Ched, like, oh, this is an interesting matchup. He's had his last 2 matchups, I think this is what it was, at Cincinnati and then home against Washington. Somewhat favorable matchups, but he's looked good in both. And he looked all right in Cincy. He ended up getting a loss, but he looked really good in Washington. He got 10 strikeouts against the Yankees the time before that. So he's kind of been a guy worth entertaining. He's in Anaheim today. Anaheim's been all right. They got off to a better start than I think their record would suggest. They're actually a 500 team right now. The thing that scares you is that do the Pirates get run support? They're 9-15. But exactly. I like the way Heaney's been pitching. I don't know how many great matchups jump off a page for you today, but I'll do a little bit more and then rip it on the High Ched podcast later today. But if you're looking for a guy to stream or put on your radar for the Wednesday matchups, maybe Heaney. He's been good so far this year. And just really quick,
got him in our league.
Really quick shot. 1-1 with the 2.13 is Heaney. So ERA looks good.
Who's got him in our league?
Who's that?
This fucking guy.
Wait, you got Heaney?
Yeah.
Oh,
I picked him up a while ago when I wasn't liking what was who was it? I can't remember who I dropped for him. Oh, it was when Steele went when they declared him out.
Oh, I needed one left for another.
I saw him with the 10 Ks against the Yankees, and I was like, I mean, I get a lot of people strike out the Yankees strike out a lot.
Yeah.
But I just took a chance on him, and he looked really good against Washington. So.
Yeah, he did. 7 1/3, no earned against Washington. Only 4 Ks. A couple starts before that, he had like 6 Ks against Cincy, 10 against New York. So it's like maybe he's a strikeout pitcher. Not really was there today, but last outing. But we'll see what he does do today. And speaking of,
it's Aces Day today, man.
It is. I guess he's not their ace, but
no, he's not their ace.
No, you know what? I'm gonna say he is. Does he have a better? If he has a better ERA than Skeens, I'm claiming it. Yeah, he does. Better ERA than Skeens. Really? Skeens is still under 3 though.
He's having Skeens is having a little rough start. I've heard. And I think
not too bad.
I think he's just getting frustrated because he knows he's not going to get any run support, so he's trying to do too much almost. It's like, just go out there and do you, man. You're unbelievable. You have the stuff. Just, He
only has one bad outing this year. He only has one bad outing. The Cardinals got to him. But other than that, he's been good. His next outing will actually be against the Dodgers this weekend in L.A. on Friday. So that's a good matchup. Wow. Skeens against the Dodgers and Chavez Ravine.
Livy Dunn's going to be there.
Oh, yeah. She's going to get she's going to get as much screen time as fucking Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game.
I'd say, you know what? There might be a lot of celebrities at LA.
Yeah, it is LA on a Friday. Yeah, we'll see.
A lot of influencers, if you will.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are influencers as celebrities? I don't.
They're like C-listers, maybe.
Like Livy Dunn, celebrity. She's an influencer, but she's a celebrity.
She gets the pass, I guess.
Yeah. When you're dating a guy with a mustache like that, you let him go.
That's why we got him. Going for the Skeens. Look, okay. So should we get into a Wicked Wednesday, or should we recap? My Yankees same game parlay did not hit.
Oh, I don't think any of mine hit yesterday.
I wonder how we did all in all we should do. I should go through what our picks were game by game yesterday and see how we did. I think we were about 50-50 though, for being honest.
I'll write them down as we go today, basically.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. I know my same game parlay with the Yankees didn't hit because I needed a ribby from Goldschmidt, but he got a hit, Kwon got a hit, and Bibby had at least 5 Ks. So
I
this,
had what's it called? I had Alonso go in yard yesterday, and he had a pretty good game. He went 2 for 4. I'm pretty sure yesterday.
that's another thing. I had Matt Mervis going yard,
Oh yeah,
and last when I checked, I think he was like 1 for 3.
yeah. Alonso had a decent game against him. He went 2 for 4, but no bombs. I think he had a double yesterday, a ribby along top of it. But
Not mad at it. I
yeah,
might. We'll see who try to get a homer guy today. But yeah, no Alonso bomb, which is actually not awful because they were going. It would have been probably off of Sanchez.
yeah, 100%.
Okay, whatever. But they, I guess that was the worst thing that happened. He doesn't hit a homer, and the Phillies still lost, and
Yeah,
Sanchez got hurt.
yeah.
So like, that was like the worst.
But
Okay,
are we getting
what do
into
we
Wicked
have?
Wednesday?
What do we have to go with for today?
We got a lot of day games today, man.
Oh, is it a Wednesday matinees?
Yeah, we got 5. The first one starting at 12:16.
Oh my gosh, we got to get these picks out there.
What the fuck is the MLB doing with some of this stuff, dude?
Is it a Cubs game?
No, it's a no. The Cubs. Cubs can do whatever they want. They get their day games. It's
Well,
fucking,
yeah. That's why I thought it was the Cubs because they always do that.
no, it's the Cardinals Braves.
At 12:15, the Marcelo Zuna series, really? That's probably why.
Also not from the Braves.
Dude, they don't have a doubleheader today, right?
Did you see the Verdugo story?
No, I don't know.
I don't know if it was fake or not. It might have been fake. This like
Let's just
don't.
pretend it's real.
If it's real, it's fucking hilarious because apparently they said he had an odd time meeting Marcelo Zuna for the first time, his new teammate, because apparently Marcelo Zuna, the only thing he knows how to say in English is Azuna from the Braves.
No
That's
way.
the only thing he knows how to say in English. I think it's fake. It's got to be fake.
Let's just
But
pretend it's real. I'll run with it.
because Verdugo comes in, it's like, where's the weight room at? And Ozuna starts pointing like down the hall and just goes, Ozuna from the Braves.
I think I'll promote the spread of false information, and I'll just pretend that's real. But that's hilarious. I can see it being a joke. I can see it being a joke because everyone knows it. Maybe he's just a good sport about his DUI encounter.
I mean, you kind of have to be.
Yeah. Oh, not that. Okay, so what do we have in the Ozuna series? Well, and Verdugo's been pretty good. What do we have in the Ozuna series? Cardinals at Braves at 12:16.
I mean, so you got to take into account the Braves are home. I don't know how has Bryce Elder been this year so far.
No idea. Probably not good enough if we haven't heard enough about him.
Yeah, I mean I guess the Braves.
Horrible.
I mean,
We are right over 7.
Have been coming around. Who had the win yesterday? Braves or Cardinals?
No, the Cardinals snapped a losing streak. Braves snapped the 4-game win streak.
Got it. Okay. Oh yeah, because we were a little up in the air because of the we didn't know who was even going to be picked. Who was going to be starting yesterday?
Yeah, and I still don't know.
Oh yeah,
it happened. Like this is public information, and I still don't know.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? I will say this though, I fucking hate Miles Michaelis.
Yeah, I mean, we went with Braves yesterday and we were wrong, but I don't think we'd be wrong 2 days in a row. I'm probably going to go with the Braves today.
I'm taking the Braves, and I hate Michaelis, and I think the Braves bounce back. They're finding it again. I mean, who cares? One loss. What are you going to do? They're coming off like a 4-game win streak. Then they lose. Win the series. That's all that matters is win the series. Win the series, and they will today.
Funky time for a game, man. 12-16.
That is
not. They have a doubleheader. Is that why?
That's what I was thinking, but I checked and they didn't. They just have a matinee today. So I love a matinee.
All right. We're also going to find another sport playing at 12-16.
That's crazy. Fucking F1? No, I don't know. that's well, we can stay in that division. If we both have the Braves, we'll stick with the NL East 5. Phillies, Zach Wheeler Day. It's at the bottom there. Zach Wheeler Day in Queens. And again, at the bottom, it's fuck the Mets. We both hate the Mets. That's a beautiful thing. David Peterson on the bump. I like David Peterson. I like Wheeler more.
Yeah, I like Wheeler more too here. Obviously, I want to take the Phillies, but I'm telling you, man, last night it really just I don't know where this team's heading because there was zero life. If they don't come out with life today, and something doesn't like, if you let your rivals who knocked you out of the playoffs last year go for the sweep on you, there needs to be a long look in the mirror. So I'm gonna go Phillies today, strictly because I need it more than anything.
And the Mets are favored, huh? So
Yeah.
well, and also, they of course they'd be. They have a little edge at home. But how about this? I'll tell you something that might be so beautiful. Do you know what would be beautiful? You're gonna love this if it happens. You'll keep talking about how Harper needs to be a guy, light a fire under someone's ass. Even a guy, I mean, anyone offensively would make sense. You know, JT, because he's kind of more of a quiet leader. If he started to light a fire under someone, they probably really respect that and really respond to it. Maybe Schwarber. But how we always think about that guy being an offensive guy, a position player. What if Zach Wheeler came out and lit a fire off of everybody's ass? Because not everyone's thinking he's a veteran too, and not everyone thinks a pitcher to do that. But what if Wheeler came out and just did it and fucking kicked everyone's ass? That would be a beautiful thing.
And he could. I mean, he could. If there's anybody that could do it, it would be him.
He's a dog. He's an ace.
Yeah.
He's a warrior. You know, and he's a veteran, and he knows what the fuck he's doing. And I don't think he's been blow you away. I think he's been good, but to his standard, a 3.73 doesn't look good on Wheeler per se. So come out and do it. Avoid the sweep with Zach Wheeler. They have to do it. And I'm sick and tired. You know what I'm sick and tired really quick, Sean? Of that stupid fucking apple coming up and down. Keep the apple in the hole. Apple in the hole.
I can't. So it looks like most of the Mets against Wheeler are averaging around a 250 average. So, I mean, they played him a lot. Fucking Nimmo's
the apple in the hole.
Fucking Nimmo's batting 289 with 2 home runs.
Nimmo is?
Yeah, against Wheeler.
Jeez. Well, keep him in the ball. Keep the apple in the hole.
But hold on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't.
Keep the apple in the hole, Zach. That's all you got to do.
I think he's gonna be fine today. I'm going Phils.
I'm going Phils for sure. They can't get swept.
Yeah, they cannot get swept. If they do get swept, some serious things are gonna have to happen.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
What? No, go.
I was gonna say a big difference between. I was just looking at the standings. Big difference between the Mets being 18-7 and 17-7. So if the Phillies lose, they'll be 5 games back, or they win, they'll be 3 games back. To me, that's a big fucking difference.
That is huge, and like we talked about earlier, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight at the end. So these games matter right now.
Yeah, beat up on your division rivals, and guess what? Keep the apple in the hole.
Keep the apple in the hole. Fuck that apple.
I hate to see that apple move.
They're the little brother of New York. They are.
Yeah.
Fuck the Mets.
I agree. Mets fans would say something different, but they don't know what to think. They're too busy caught up in the grimaces and the apples.
Yeah, and the hot Tua girl.
The Tua throwing out the first pitch.
That little fat fuck, the Rizzler getting out there.
Did he do it too? The Rizzler sold out to Queens?
Yeah.
Okay. Cincinnati at Miami. In my opinion, the 2 most interesting teams. I don't know which way to go with these fuckers.
I mean, they have Alcantara on the bump today. The Marlins do.
And Singer hasn't been bad for Cincy. Singer hasn't been bad for Cincy.
No, he hasn't at all. He's actually been, I think, shockingly good this year, I'd say.
ERA looks worse than it is, but he's 3-0. I think the ERA is worse. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs. He's given up 3 runs in 3 straight outings. But that's he hasn't done anything worse than that. Last outing, he didn't go deep didn't go that deep. But he's been good. He's been fine. And this I think, would be a rubber match, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken.
I think that was yesterday. Was the first game.
Yeah. Okay. I think so too. I don't know how Alcantara is. Who is the Marlins favorite at home?
I mean, Alcantara had a rough outing against the Phils the last time he pitched, but Alcantara, I don't think, has in his history pitched great against the Phillies. But I mean, dude, he's 2-1 on the year with a 7.27 ERA, and I think it's
scary.
But
The
I
Reds are
think
so up and down for me.
I know. I don't.
You
Maybe
know, and Miami has a better record after yesterday's win. They have a better record than Cincy. I mean, it's close. They're both under 500, but Miami's 11-12 to Cincy's 11-13. They're both like, which way do you go?
I don't. I'm probably gonna lean towards the pitcher. But Singer's been good. I mean, he hasn't been great, but he's been good. But Alcantara in the past, he's been that. I mean, they've talked about him as a Cy Young caliber guy.
Yeah, and I remember Sandy has that Cy Young from not that long ago, but then he's been banged up. He's been interesting.
Mhm.
Both of these teams are weird to me because Cincy, we've seen them explode, and then we've seen them kind of like look awful at times. But you have reason to believe that maybe it's a fun, scrappy team. You have reason to believe that maybe Miami's a fun, scrappy team right now. I don't know about in the grand scheme of things, but right now maybe they're fun and scrappy. Maybe your buddy, that catcher, goes off. But we've also seen them be kind of weird at times. I think I like Cincy.
I'm kind of on board with that as well.
And they're dogs.
It's just so weird. We've talked about it before with the central teams. You can't really get a read on them. But I mean, I'm probably going to agree with you. They're underdogs plus 102. That's
Yeah,
actually a good underdog. Say we do an underdog pick of the day. That might be a good one to go with.
that would be a good one. That
Yeah.
would be a good one.
Alcantara hasn't looked great so far this year. I mean, it might be a good one to go with.
Yeah, the Reds do have more than just Hunter Green in that staff. Like Singer has
Yeah.
been one of them. Lodolo, maybe there's another guy.
I think Martinez went yesterday for them, but I don't think he's looked great.
I don't think he's maybe Andrew Abbott's the other guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Abbott.
They have a cutesy little staff led by Hunter Green. We'll see if they can continue that prowess. But it's kind of paid out. I don't know if it's been paid out, but it's been on my radar to pick up Cincinnati Reds pitchers. Guys like Singer and Lodolo and maybe Abbott have been on waivers in a lot of fantasy leagues. It's been on my radar to pick them up against favorable matchups. If Singer's available, he's a guy that I would kind of look into against the Marlins today because I do think it's a favorable matchup, even though both teams are weird.
How has Steer been panning out this year?
Not great, I don't think.
Really?
He was a scary. He needs to wake up. There's a lot of Reds that need to wake up. He's hitting 125,
Yeah.
Spencer Steer. Jeez, a lot of Reds need to wake up, and I think that's why it's like we've seen glimpses of it when they scored 20-something runs against Baltimore on Sunday, and then we'll also see glimpses of them getting shut out time and time, like day after day after day. Like there was a streak.
Yeah.
They had that streak earlier in the season where they got shut out like 4 days in a row or something, whatever it was. So like they're so up and down. That's a scary one to me, but I would take the Reds as dogs. How about another day game? Wow, we do have some day games, huh? Yankees at Cleveland. Oh, they try to avoid a sweep.
Day game in Cleveland. That's kind of nasty.
Yeah, who wants to have a day game in Cleveland?
I know. That kind of sucks. Day game in the Bronx would be nice. But
yes, everyone likes a day game in the Bronx, but a
Yeah.
day game in Cleveland.
And then you got your favorite boy on the bump today, Rodon.
Yeah, do you like him? He scares the shit out of me sometimes.
I mean, I'm going to go with the Yankees because once again, you need to come away with at least one against this team. Yankees are sitting at 14-10, and Guardians at 4-9. I think I'm on the Yankees today, but I mean, we're going to keep bringing it up, and we're going to keep bringing it up every day. I can't get a read on the Central teams. I have no idea what the fuck's going on with these teams.
Neither do I. It's weird that Cleveland just out of nowhere started to surpass the Detroit.
Yeah,
so that's cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Central teams are weird. I have the Yankees too. You got to avoid the sweep. You can't get swept.
and I mean, it's not like the craziest thing. It's not like Jose Ramirez is having like some insane year. You know what I mean? Like he's batting 263. He's got 5 home runs, 13 ribbies on the year. He's not like in the past. I mean, he's been to start the seasons. He's been unconscious. You know?
Yeah. He hasn't been up to his part. That 262 doesn't look good at him, but whatever.
But yeah, I think the Yankees are a safe pick today.
Yankees are a safe pick. They're favored though, so they got to
be the most emotional pitcher in baseball again, and
he is, and he pisses me off. He scares the hell out of you. But in a game like this, I don't mind Rodon.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a kind of a low pressure game for the Yankees. I feel, or maybe it's not because they got to avoid the sweep. But I think if you just say fuck it and go out and play baseball, I think it's more pressure if you're Cleveland trying to sweep the Yankees than the Yankees just trying to avoid the sweep. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
It's baseball, man. Anything can happen.
Here's our last day game: Padres at Tigers.
Another weird one because we got two kind of no names on the bump today.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. No, I don't know. It says K Hart. I don't know who that is. Reese Olson's been pretty good though. I like Reese Olson.
Reese Olson has been. I mean, like once again, who would have thought that we'd be talking about the Tigers Padres being two of the best teams in baseball in the middle of April? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, we all had our thoughts about the Padres, but I mean, the Tigers once again, they've just shocked us this year.
Yeah, and these are two teams that made the playoffs last year that I didn't have making the playoffs this year. Yeah, maybe that's shocking for people that I don't have the Padres making the playoffs, but I don't. And right now, they're both playing like some motherfuckers, So, Detroit favorite at home. Wow, I guess they don't like Hart.
Yeah, I'm looking. You said Olson has been kind of chucking this year. He's 2-1, 4.50 ERA.
He must have came off a bad outing then.
Yeah. And it looks like he gave up. It was earlier in the year. He gave up 4 to Minnesota, and then actually pitched 5 scoreless to the Royals last game.
Okay, there you go, Reese.
So, I mean, they got the Tigers. They just got a young staff over there, man. This guy's only 25 years old.
Reese, and then of course Jackson Jobe. I like that to deepen a staff and see if he could build off of what Flaherty did. And they lost yesterday, but Flaherty pitched well. It was only a 2-0 game, so the bullpen did their job.
I think the only thing that happened was I think he just gave up a 2-run shot in the second.
Oh, really? I don't even see that. But you make one mistake all game, and that's the difference. Let's see if Reese Olson could do it. And I guess they don't like that Hart dude for the Padres. He seems like I don't know nothing about him. And then Tigers in Comerica. I don't know though. I might lean the underdog here.
I'm probably going to lean towards. I agree with you in that aspect. Did Tatis kind of continue his streak?
That I didn't see.
Check real quick.
I was playing with the flu game yesterday, so I didn't see much.
I bet you he did. He's been.
He did with the 1 for 4 day.
Yeah.
So what's his streak at? I don't even know this.
No, I'm just saying did he stay hot, basically?
Well, he does have 11-game hit streak, though.
Yeah.
And he
I think we can both agree that the underdog. I mean, I've been betting against the Tigers all year, and it's been horrible for me.
I think is this the rubber match, or is it a 4-game series? Because these teams did play on Monday. If I could find it.
Check real quick. This stupid app lets me.
This looks like game 3 of the series.
Yeah, rubber match.
This would be the rubber match. And on a rubber match, do you take the team who's 17-7 or a team who's 14-10?
I know, and you especially got to take into account the Tigers are at home,
and they might have the better pitcher.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Tigers today, man.
Okay, I'll split the difference with you.
We'll go 50-50 there.
Yeah, and I don't even know who's pitching for who's K Hart.
I have no idea. He's got +6 ERA right now.
Kyle Hart,
lefty off the lefty. He's given up. He had a rough. You know what? He actually had. Yeah. So I mean, they played Houston the last series. He gave up 10 hits, 5 earned through 5, and then he had another rough outing against Chicago where he didn't even make it out of the first inning. 5 earned runs in the first.
The Chicago Cubs, that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's pitching bad against good teams. I thought I saw one.
He played against Colorado, 6 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned through 6. So
and when he pitched against Cleveland in his first start, I don't think they were necessarily what they were right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, he's pitching good against bad teams, kind of getting shelled against good teams. Detroit's a good team, so that's scary. Maybe he prevails. I'll still lean him, but Detroit is a bunch of disciplined hitters, man. They don't go down easy. They fight. They've been playing good ball. They've been passing the baton. So a guy like Hart could be a very humbling start for Hart. But I'll go with Hart if you go with Detroit. We'll split it.
Yeah, I'll go Detroit.
Fuck it. What do we got? Seattle and Boston in Fenway?
Yeah, which we were completely wrong about this yesterday.
We were.
We bet against Bello, and he kind of proved us wrong. And I mean, dude, the Red Sox can just hit, man.
I think that not Bellinger? What's his name? Bregman had a good day.
Who?
Bregman had a good day.
Oh yeah, I
But
know.
I thought what the outcome of yesterday's game was almost the opposite of what I thought, and kind of I think you too, because we were thinking that Belo might get shelled against like the the Cal Rileys of the world and shit like that. But I think it was like 11-3 Boston, and I thought Bryce Miller would kind of shut down Boston, but it was actually Bello did what I thought Bryce Miller was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have two interesting guys. We have Hancock for Seattle, who's probably the only guy in that staff. I don't know. They have a notable staff. He's not one of the notables. And then I think it's Sean Newcomb for Boston, another kind of notable staff. And this is not one of the notables. Boston favored at home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this Emerson Hancock.
That sounds like a 1950s detective.
I know, what a fucking name, dude. Holy shit.
Emerson Hancock. Sounds like he should be British and like solve mysteries.
Dude, so another one, man. He didn't make it out of his first outing against Detroit, 7 hits, 6 earned. Then he kind of comes back against Cincinnati. God, dude, Cincinnati. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned.
You never know with them. You never know with Cincy.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm going Boston here. I don't know who Newcomb is, but I'm probably I mean, I'm high on Boston this year. You know
I don't hate Boston, and if this is a time, they're 7-3 in their last 10, by the way, to put them at 14-11. That puts them in second right now. I mean, they have the same amount of wins as the first place Yankees.
I know, which is kind of. I mean, I was a big believer. I have Boston obviously winning that division, and I think they're just home game, night game at Fenway. Can't go wrong with that. They're the favorites at home, and this Emerson Hancock should be solving mysteries instead of pitching for the fucking Mariners. I mean.
You know what? I'll take – so, yesterday was what, the 22nd? Okay, so this was the first – yesterday was the first game of the series, and they won it, Boston did. Shit, do they ride that high? They probably are. I think the Yankees are going to avoid a sweep today, and then Boston is going to continue to ride this high. And then they're going to stay neck and neck in that division. It'd be great if they can lose and the Yankees can take another game or something like that. But
it's pretty interesting in that division right now. With how like the top 2 up there, and then I mean, like the Orioles just can't seem to figure it out, which we're going to get into next.
Okay, yeah, rip it. I'll go with Boston with you. Fuck
Boston, yeah. I mean, then we got the Nationals, Orioles. What the fuck is going on with the Orioles, man? I mean, we both saw the Nationals yesterday. I think we were definitely sold on it, but it was a little bit more of a leap than we thought. And dude, they had no problem with the Orioles yesterday.
They did. I remember really liking Mitchell Parker yesterday. He actually could have been the motherfucker of like the fucking series. And it's crazy that it's like the pitcher from the first game. But let me find him really quick. Mitchell Parker. What a stud he is. He's a guy I picked up in fantasy. Now it was like an ad drop guy. I don't know if I can drop him because he's been so electric. Eight scoreless innings yesterday. Only 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 Ks. 8 scoreless innings against a team that maybe you think could be good in Baltimore.
Yeah,
they haven't been. So it's almost like, when are they going to start to do it? Maybe it starts today. I'll take them today. Fuck it.
I'll probably take them today too. They're the favorites. They are in Washington, but I honestly don't really know how much that means when you're in Washington as a home field advantage right now.
Yeah, they're gonna find it. They on paper, I don't know if they're the better team on paper. Maybe they are, but they're certainly the more put together team on paper. Baltimore.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I guess they are the better team on paper.
Yeah.
I don't know. Washington has some dudes though. That's my point. I'm not bashing.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know you're big on Abrams. You like Abrams there at shortstop. And then they got the corners now with Woods and Cruz. And then I mean, they have the rotation. They're maybe two pieces of the rotation right now with Gore and that we were just talking about, Parker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're starting to get the pieces together. They're just not there for me yet. I'm definitely going to go with the Orioles today.
Yeah, Washington is not there. I think if they could continue to go right by the end of the decade, they might find themselves in the playoffs again. I think that's their rebuilding stage. That's their timeline, in my opinion, where Baltimore is kind of, they're more complete. You think they'd be better. They're not playing better, but you think they'd be. Give me the Suganu. I forget his first name. He's a Japanese guy. He's the only Japanese dude that no one talks about. Don't we love to talk about Japanese guys?
Tomoyuki.
Yeah, no one knows who he is because no one glazes him. Every other Japanese dude we're talking about, this Japanese. If he played for the Dodgers, we talk about him. Fucking.
It's probably because he's 35.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, he's 35 years old.
Yeah. I'll take him today. Does he have a win yet this year?
Yeah, he's 2-1.
Hey, Suganu. Yeah, I'll take him. And I like Trevor Williams last year. I don't know if I like him this year. Suganu, let's go. I shouldn't root for him, but for the sake of
Yeah,
taking
well.
picks, for the sake of taking picks, I will.
And then we're rolling right into what was the most interesting game yesterday in the Dodgers Cubs.
Which we
Um,
thought that most
yeah,
interesting series, the
I
series of the
know.
week, series of the week.
It really is. Just shame this isn't a weekend series, but
Yeah,
it's always nice to have some juice early in the week.
this is some
So I
early
mean,
week juice.
damn, they don't know who they're throwing for Dodgers yet.
I see the TBD. The Cubs, on the other hand, have Matthew Boyd, who's been electric.
Yeah, it sucks because he is 1-2, but he's at a 2.01 ERA. So
Yeah,
he's been pitching well. It seems like maybe he's one of those guys that just isn't getting the run support.
I guess so. I mean, he actually pitched against the Dodgers not that long ago. This was at their place. He did have a quality start and a loss, so that sucks. And then he pitched against the Padres his last outing. Padres are a good team. He went 5 1/3, two earned, and got a loss. So it's not like his losses have been bad, and you can see with that with his ERA. But
I mean, we talked about this with the
we'll see tonight.
Dodgers yesterday. With this whole the not knowing the pitching, what is this with almost having too many guys? Is that hurting them now? You think?
It's that, and I also think the fact that they have so many guys hurt that they don't know who to
Yeah,
throw. So they do have a lot of guys banged up, but maybe that's not the worst thing because they do have a plethora of arms that maybe they could just roll someone out, or if they have a bullpen game, they can get away with a bullpen game because they have so
yeah,
many. They're so deep. But we'll see. And who won this game yesterday? This was the Cubs in a thriller.
yeah. Cubs in the 10th, bottom of the 10th, Ian Happ walk off.
Let's take the Cubs again. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm on the Cubs.
Let's go
I was just
Cubbies.
gonna say we went against yesterday. We went with the TBD team in the fucking Braves, and it screwed us.
And this
So
is split. This is a split money line right here.
yeah, 108. It's extremely even. I'm gonna go with the Cubs.
Just go with the Cubbies, which is actually, when you see a split money line like that, do you favor the away team then?
I don't know. That's a little. It's weird. You don't see it much, but I mean, once again, these are the two best teams in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
there's certainly
two of the best
two
teams in
of.
baseball right now.
Yeah, with respect to like the teams like the Padres and shit, but they're right there. I mean, maybe the Mets are
Yeah.
fucking good. I hate to say it. I should have said it. But no, I do think so. Boyd is due for a win. He's been pitching excellent. He's kind of got the shit under the stick in terms of his decisions against NL West teams. He didn't face the Dodgers that long ago. Had a quality start and a loss. Now he's at home. They're going to feast off of yesterday. If the Cubs keep hitting against a TBD pitcher, the Cubs have been proven to hit. Boyd has been proven to pitch. Let's put 2 and 2 together, Cubbies. Let's get it done at Wrigley.
I like that. Yeah, night game at Wrigley. We're going with them. And
Under
then
the
we move
lights.
in to what? Astros, Blue Jays.
That's what I'm looking at. And these are weird teams. I know. So Bowden Francis is pitching for Houston. Not mad. And is it Ryan Gusto? Ryan Gusto? I don't even know his name.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
Ryan.
So I
Yeah.
don't know much about this cat. He looks decent so far this year. Bowden Francis has low-key been making a name for himself for Toronto.
Has he really? Has he been kind of chucking this year?
Well, I'm looking at it now. 2 and 2 with a 3.13. Not awful. He's been in the quality start range pretty much all of his outings. Two out of 4 quality starts. And 2 wins, 2 losses. His losses haven't been bad. And they've been
I'm
against
surprised at this because they had the money line. They have the money line pretty even, and I would assume that the Astros would kind of be the favorites here.
Houston has been playing better ball. Did they get it done yesterday? Yeah, because they beat up Bassett. We didn't think that was going to happen. Houston might be is over 500. I don't know how long they've been. They're 12 and 11. So I don't know if they were over 500. If this is the first time they've been over 500 all year. I know they got off to a cold start. So they're finally back over 500. Where Toronto actually seems to be on the trending down. 4 and 6 in their last 10. They're 12 and 12. Houston seems to be trending up.
I'm gonna go with Houston. I mean, they're the home team. Two kind of, I would say, kind of similar pitchers. At least their stats kind of show.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I mean, I'd probably go with the vets in this aspect.
Yeah, go with the guy at home. Is that where you're going, Houston? I'll split with you. I'll go Toronto, and then maybe Houston comes back tomorrow to win the series. But I think if Yankees win Red Sox win. I think maybe all those teams stay close, and Blue Jays do it too.
I got you. All right. So next game, I fucking hate this series so much. Twins, White Sox.
Oh, this is the worst fucking thing. This is
Yeah.
ugly. This is piss on on paper right here.
Yeah, I hate it. I can't believe it was like I even in the vibe check earlier brought up the Byron Buxton catch that like made me kind of sick.
Hey, but you know what? We could turn this into something fun. What if White Sox plus 200 right now turns out to be a good little underdog pick? It was a close game yesterday, and it's not like the Twins are good. Like we could look at it from that angle.
The Twins are horrible.
I mean, the White Sox are probably worse, but there's probably one of the only few things worse than the Twins is the White Sox. But I don't know how good that pitcher is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now from this year. He's got 2 starts on the year, no decisions in both because the Twins suck so much.
But no runs, but he hasn't gone that deep.
Under 5. Yeah, he went under 5 in both against the Mets and the Tigers. No earned runs on.
So not
both.
bad, Festa. Maybe this is actually the first game Festa.
Yeah.
Goes in like the 5th or 6th inning, or finishes the 5th, I should say. But I'll make it interesting. I'd make it interesting for the sake of taking a pick, and I'd take the White Sox because you got to remember the Twins also suck, and it was like a 4-2 game yesterday.
I know. All right, yeah, screw it. We'll throw them in there.
Yeah, little road dogs.
Yeah, maybe the White Sox shock the nation.
Yeah, they're dogs.
It wouldn't even be that much of a shock anyway, because the Twins are so fucking bad.
They're so bad.
Why is everybody so high on the Twins every single beginning of the year?
I don't know. I talk about this all the time. It blows my mind. It's
I don't
crazy.
get it.
Hate the Twins. Nothing good about them. Okay, do you have Rockies Royals you're looking at?
Yeah, Rockies Royals next. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Royals guy.
Former Phil on the bump.
I'm a Royals guy, man. And then it's Marquez against the Rockies. I don't think Marquez has been bad.
He's been bad. He's been bad.
He pitched good against the Phillies at one time.
He did. He
looked like Roger Clemens at the bank. Yeah.
He's got a +8 ERA on the year. No wins yet. And he's probably going to continue that streak. Lorenzen isn't anything to write home about, even though he had a very memorable moment for the Phils, throwing a no-hit. And that was also that was a crazy game, dude. Weston Wilson, that was his first game playing as a Philly.
Oh, wow.
Went yard his first game as a Philly. I think even like Castellanos had 2 home runs that game, and Lorenzen threw a no-hitter. It was pretty special of a night.
Okay, well let's ride the Lorenzen's a special guy. Special guys do special things.
Exactly.
What's that thing that your buddy says?
Players.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Royals. I like. Well, plus you got to hate the Rockies. So maybe this Rockies series is good for the Royals. They got to get back on track. They won.
It has to be. Yeah. They have to find something. I mean, Bobby Witt's doing Bobby Witt things, of course, but the guys around him, they need to start, supporting, because I hate seeing a generational guy like Bobby waste away some of his years.
Yeah, and we talk about how bad Minnesota and the White Sox have been, but Cleveland and Detroit have been ahead of KC, and KC needs to catch up to those top guys.
Exactly. So I love Bobby Witt. Want to see him do well. He is doing well. I just you don't want to have like the Mike Trout effect people around him not do anything. We want to see this guy flourish. We want to see this guy in October. Let's hope they can turn it around.
Yeah, because I like them winning this division, so that'd be good for them.
Yeah. Angels Pirates, kind of another stinker series. But we talked about earlier. We got what is it?
I'm going to say Heine. Andrew Heine is pitching against another probably a harder name to pronounce. How do you say this? Yeah, try.
Kokonowitz?
Kachanowicz? I have no idea.
Kachanowicz?
I'll go with whatever. Yeah, Google it for the people out there because if you know how to spell it. But yeah, that's the probable for the Angels. What the Angels are favorited?
Yeah.
They're home. The Pirates stink, and the Angels might be 500, but they're trending down.
Yeah, I mean, the Angels, I feel like every single year we kind of go through this trend with them where they string together a couple good ones, like a couple good weeks, and then everybody's like, oh, is this going to be the year that we finally see Trout in October? And it's always the answer is always no. The answer is always no.
So that's why I'm totally with you. I can't stress that enough. It seems like the Angels are a team that notoriously do get off the hot starts as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is around the time where at late April, they're going to start the plateau. They are 3-7 in their last 10, but they're a 500 team. So that just shows you the start they got off to where they are now. I want to take the dogs here. I want to take Heaney against.
I'm 100% with you on that.
He's been good.
Yeah.
Angels have been cold.
Yeah. But you know who has been good for them this year? I think. Logan O'Hoppe. He's another fielder. He's their catcher behind the plate, and he's looked good.
Yeah, O'Hoppe's been a dog. It's good to see him healthy. Hey, it's good to see Trout healthy. It's good to see all these things. I actually don't hate Adele in center field. I don't think his offense is good, but he kind of moves around like a good center fielder. At least I think so.
Yeah.
But they have some sneaky guys, but I think it's time that they got their 15 minutes. Let's just say that.
I mean, and dude, it's also like, I hate to keep bringing up the Phillies, but man, that was a bad trade for us. That was a bad trade.
The Marsh one?
Yeah, Marsh Syndergaard for I think it was O'Hoppe and a pick maybe. And O'Hoppe's turning out to be a pretty decent.
Was Moniak in that deal?
Moniak was in that deal. But they just dropped Moniak, and now Moniak's a Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
So we're both going Pittsburgh, the dogs?
Yeah. I'm in on Pittsburgh there.
Not mad at it. We got the Rays are in the desert.
Another like the Rays 9-14 on the year. D-backs 14-9, so vice versa there. I feel like this is another kind of no-brainer. I think we said the same thing yesterday. I'm going with the Diamondbacks in the desert tonight.
I'll go on the Diamondbacks in the desert. Snakes at the desert.
Yeah, snakes in the desert.
That's not too difficult, I don't think.
Like Pavin Smith to have a good day.
Yeah, another bomb, Pavin.
I mean, they've got a righty on the bump. He's a lefty, isn't he, Smith?
Who's that?
Pavin Smith. He's a lefty.
He's a lefty. He's a lefty.
Yeah, and the Rays got a righty on the bump, so that favors Carroll and Smith, two of the hottest hitters on that team. So
and Naylor's been good. Yeah, so they have some guys waking up. Now let's see if hitting can be contagious. Suarez, Gurriel,
Yeah.
Marte comes back. This is a team that really might propel themselves in that division, but it's got to start today against a bad Rays team. They won yesterday.
You got to take care of business when you can. You got to
take care of business. Yeah, and you know what happens when a Devil Ray goes into the desert? Dries out. You know what I mean? It dries out. Fucking fish out of water over here.
Yes,
come on.
No water in the desert.
We want the snakes in the desert. We don't want the fucking fish floating around the desert. I don't even know if it's a fish. I don't know what a ray is.
I don't know, but I know I slide on them that's what killed Steve Irwin, right?
Oh, it was.
Yeah, we're completely.
Why would they name themselves after that?
Yeah. What assholes?
They should have named it. Well, if we ever make up a team, if there's ever expansion and we get to a point, we should be like the Crocodile Hunters and pay tribute.
Yeah, we could make a lot of money off of that, actually.
Crocodile, dude, we could have a whole.
We could bring baseball to Australia.
Oh yeah, there we go. No more cricket. No more cricket over there.
Okay.
Do they even play cricket over there? I don't even know.
All right, what's next? Oh,
Brewers.
A couple of aces going today.
Oh, this is a good matchup. This actually, with the exception of the Dodgers at the Cubs, this is probably the best pitching duel of the night.
Yeah.
The Brewers are in San Fran. Freddie Peralta, ace, versus Logan Webb, ace.
Yeah.
And Webb and the Giants are favored.
I mean, in reality, you have an ace pitching in his home ballpark, pitcher-friendly ballpark. But I mean, I think the Brewers won last night, didn't they?
Oh, they crushed them.
Yeah,
they crushed them.
And I mean, I'm thinking the Giants are a good team, and they're probably going to get their get back tonight. Their aces on the bump. I think that they look to. This is the second game of the series. I'm pretty sure, right?
It is.
Yeah, so I'm there. I bet you they're looking to split it, and then tomorrow is going to be a toss-up. I don't know who's going to be on the mound for either of them, but I'm going with Webb and the Giants tonight.
I'm also going Webb and the Giants, and it's a shame because Peralta. I'm not a big Freddie Peralta guy. You are.
Yeah.
I just looked at his numbers; are way better than I anticipated. So
yeah, he's got. You know what? Funny thing is, I saw him pitch like only once, and there was just something about him. He was locating really well this day. His fastball had a lot of zip to it. And then his off speed, his slider was really good. And that's why ever since then, I've kind of been a Freddie Peralta guy. Because, I mean, his numbers, he's probably a consistent career around 3 ERA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe even over.
Probably, in all honesty. But I do like Freddie Peralta. He's 2-1 on the year with a sub-2?
Something like that. It was actually close to. It was like almost just a little over 1.
Yeah. But I still am gonna go with the Giants today.
Oh, no, sub one. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they look to get back tonight.
Oh, sorry, sub 2. It's a
Okay.
1.91. I'm out. I was looking at his whip. Yeah. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Webb to get back at it too. It could be a tough test with against Peralta the way he's been pitching.
I
But
know.
Webb's a dog too. He's at
Mhm.
home. They got shelled yesterday. The bats were quiet, I think, yesterday.
It is kind
Now
of
they can come out.
interesting to see. Like the over under set at 6.5, which is you don't really see that a whole lot. That's a sign that two aces in a pitcher friendly ballpark are gonna. This is gonna be some classic baseball tonight, I believe.
Yeah, it was 11-3 yesterday. Quintana pitched
You know
well,
what?
and
I think
that
Yelich
showed.
went yard again yesterday,
He did. He did.
which I mean he's having I don't know all of his
Right.
numbers on the year, but it seems like I guess he's 222 and 5. He's got 19 ribbies though.
Good for you, Christian. It's good to see him be a guy because they kind of need a guy. Maybe
They
Churio
need a
is.
vet. They need a vet, and he's
Yeah,
looking to be that guy. I mean, you also have Reese there, which they seem to be platooning Reese a lot, like righty lefty.
I could
So,
see that. I mean, I think Yelich is the more fun veteran, kind of
mhm,
can do more. But yeah, Churio's like your guy. Yelich is like your vet guy. Maybe they're a little more well rounded than I give them credit for. Don't know how the back end of that staff looks. It would be a
yeah,
miracle. Well, Quintana's been a miracle for them, and it would be a miracle if Peralta can pitch well today. They take the first 2 games in
I agree.
fucking yeah in San Fran. But I still have to go with Webb. I like Logan. I think to me Logan Webb's the most underrated pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, he's damn good.
Yeah, he's up there.
He's
So
kind of a throwback guy. He's not going to blow you away with speed or anything. He's going to locate, and he's got some good off speed.
he knows how to pitch, man. I like Logan Webb. Like Logan.
So last
Look,
one of the day, the late game. Late game. Where is this? West Sacramento?
we're in West Sacramento tonight. Yeah, it was a late game yesterday. It was a 10 o'clock game yesterday. It's a 10 o'clock game again tonight.
Yeah, the boy with the problematic name didn't play yesterday. I think we said he was going to make his debut, but I don't think he actually ended up doing it. I know he's getting the call up. I just don't know when. But you got Kumar Rocker on the bump, another young guy for the Rangers, and then who's the Sears for the Athletics?
Oh, JP Sears, a lefty, former Yankee, a
Really?
little bit with the Yanks.
So it's Rocker's been interesting because I remember him coming up. He got drafted by the Mets. And then something happened. He might have been injured and they might have released him or he didn't want to go play for the Mets. I don't know what it was. But he was like this highly touted. He was a first round pick, like I think like top 10 pick.
He was, and he was like right after his because he was a Vandy guy, and Jack Leiter was a Vandy guy, and they got drafted yeah, definitely top 10, maybe one. They could have been
Yeah.
back to back first, like
Yeah.
back to back 1 of 1 picks, like both
Mhm.
Vandy guys. I don't know what happened to Kumar. Did he stay in college and then got drafted later after he got drafted, or like did he not go to the league right away, or did he go over to Texas when they were shuffling like guys like Scherzer around and DeGrom?
I think it was I know that he got drafted by the Mets. I know that for sure. And then I think he got hurt and then was like, I'm not coming to your organization yet, like took a year off and then maybe went back in the draft and got redrafted, but at much later time.
That would make sense. Let me or he was in their organization and then he went over because the Mets uh and the Rangers have done a lot of moves together.
Kumar Rocker, what am I looking for here? Journey.
The Rangers and Mets have done drafted by the Rockies. Holy shit! In the 38th round of 2018, he goes to. I was out of high school. Goes to the drafted in the Mets first round. He was 10th pick in the 2021 draft at Vanderbilt, and then the Rangers in the first round in the 2022 draft.
Okay. So
So
that's what it was. Okay.
he stayed in the draft and he got drafted. He waited that year. He got taken 3rd overall in 2022, where his teammate Jack Leiter out of Vanderbilt must have been the year prior,
hmm
and
I
he
mean,
was
but
he was
all
the
in all,
second
he
pick.
hasn't looked great. That's kind of like the point I was getting at. He hasn't looked like the stud that everybody thought he was going to be.
Yeah, not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
I think he needs time to develop. Has we seen anything promising? His last outing, he pitched great at home against the Angels. 7 innings,
Mhm.
3 earned, no walks and 8 Ks. That was his first win of the season.
Yeah.
Kumar.
And
Other than
I
that,
would
it
say
hasn't been
against,
too great.
I mean, like the A's, I want to root for the A's, man, just because I feel so, I almost feel bad for the players on that team because they're never going to get any. They're never going to get any love from the top of their.
They're home dogs.
Yeah. I'm still going to go with the Rangers. I mean, the A's they're 10-13. They're not having horrible year. I'm a big fan of Jacob Wilson. Love that guy, but I'm still going to go with the Rangers here tonight.
I thought the Rangers played a good baseball game yesterday. I thought that even though they might have a winning record, I thought I was hearing things about them not really being a huge run scoring team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of winning close games. But yesterday it seemed like I think they might have got their swagger back. First place team. A's are last place team. The A's win today. The Angels lose. They'll still be there. But I will. Did you take Texas?
Yeah.
I'll go Texas too.
All right, there it is.
You have to take the better team here. I think the Rangers are going to start to put it all together. I have them winning that division. They have to beat up on a last place team if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, you got to we say it all the time, you got to take care of business when you need it. This is one of those times.
Yeah, and even though the A's might be more of they might have a little bit more of an identity than past years. They might be a little bit more put together than past years. They aren't there yet, so let's not get that misconstrued. They're better than what they used to be. That's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
But Kumar, take care of business. Have 2 good starts in a row and start to roll.
Yep.
Woo!
That's a long Wicked Wednesday right there, man.
That is a Wicked Wednesday. We got a full slate of shit.
Yeah.
And a plethora of day games and one game that starts in a little over an hour.
Yeah. 15 games on the day today. Everybody playing.
I had to get my hanky mid thing. I was getting my hanky. I'm still not 100%, but we're getting there.
We also took 3 dogs today, too, and all of it. A lot of split money lines today. There might be some good baseball today, man.
I think so. Should we did you concoct should we concoct a parlay today? I definitely want to take a homer guy.
So yeah, let's take a look real quick. So let me see some of these matchups today. You know who's been kind of quiet lately? It's been Castellanos. He's been kind of all over the place this year. I mean, so the most homers against their matchup today is Soto against Wheeler. He's got 3, but he's also batting .255 against him with 15 strikeouts. And like I say, I think Wheeler shoves today. I don't think he's a smart bet.
Yeah, we want to keep that apple in the hole.
Yeah, apple in the hole. Honestly, this is kind of a little biased today, but we've been talking about it, how they need a wake-up call and they need who it needs to come from. We think it's going to come from Wheeler. I'm looking at Bryce to go yard today. I'm not a fan of Peterson on the opposite side. Righty on the bump. He's a righty, and I'm looking for Bryce to. I mean, I think Bryce goes yard today. Let's see what his odds are today.
Let's see who I'll take somebody to. I'm going to make mine interesting and take a guy in the late game, Texas at A's. And I'm going to take look, maybe Higashioka's starting today. That'd be fun. I'm going to take Josh Jung.
Jung? I like Jung. I got Jung on my fantasy team.
I think I have him in a league. Give me Josh Jung. And that's gonna come down to the wire because that's the last game of the night. So I'm gonna make mine a little dramatic.
Yeah, I am gonna say I do like Bryce to go yard today. Let's see what he's hitting against Peterson. So he is batting. Oh, he's batting .381 with 1 bomb against Peterson right now. So I mean, we'll see. Looks good.
Bryce is.
Yeah. So we just and they need it, man. They need it today. So
I'm writing this stuff down. I'm trying to keep track of our guys. I'm shocked that Matt Mervis didn't go yard yesterday.
I can't even remember who Matt Mervis is.
He's not bad. He actually has been hitting tanks this year. Like he's not like this like 1 homer dude. Like he has like 6.
Oh, nice. I think look for Goldschmidt might have a big day today, man.
Oh, someone's gonna do it on the Yankees. See, the Yankees,
Yeah.
the one positive thing about them, as much as I shit on them for striking out so much, the one positive thing is if you took someone on the Yankees to hit a homer, like they do hit a lot of home runs as a team, and they seem to
You know
come in
what's
bunches. They come in bunches.
you know what's wild? We haven't brought this up yet, but Judge is hitting the ball like he's slashing unbelievable. I think he's batting like his average is unreal, but the homers have seemed to drop a little bit for him.
A little bit. I think yesterday, I mean, not all in all in the season, but like lately, yeah, he hasn't been on a power surge. He went like on an early power surge, and now like he's not right now. Yesterday he was like 4 for 4 with like 3 singles and a double.
Yeah, like
So
he's the average is coming, and I mean, listen, he's the captain. He's the captain of the Yankees, and if people see what he's doing, he's dropping his home runs, lessening his strikeouts, getting that average up. Maybe the rest of he's doing what's needed for the Yankees, and I like that.
I sure hope he lessens his fucking strikeouts because they strike out a shit ton as a team. He swiped the bag yesterday. He does have 3 stolen bases on the season. So
Yeah,
that, I don't know how many he stole last year. I would assume it wasn't that many. But yeah, but he's hitting 411, 481 in his last 7 games, and only 1 homer in that span. But they will come. They'll come in bunches. A guy like, well,
yeah,
he actually could have had another one, but they called it foul. Remember that game in
yeah.
Tampa
I do.
Bay
I know what you're
or
talking about.
Tampa? We were talking about it yesterday, right? Because it was like a
Mhm.
AAA field.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that's weird. But he can still hit a ball a country mile. We all know that. I think the homers will come, but maybe he goes yard. He is due for one. He's
yeah,
seeing the
he
ball
is.
well. He's seeing the ball well. But I'm gonna rip Josh Jung, get a little more obscure with it. A little
All
more
right, I like that.
obscure. Little
We
more
got anything
obscure.
else for today, or
No, what do you have? Harper hitting a bomb. Josh Jung hit a bomb.
yeah? And
Let's.
I think and if we're doing a dog of the day, I like. I'm
Oh,
pretty dog of the day is definitely going to be. I'm going to go with the Pirates against the Angels.
is your okay? Yeah, and you know what? I'll do that. I'll piggyback off of you because
Yeah,
I did shout out Heaney already, so I want to do that. And plus, we were kind of talking about this before the show. The fighting necklaces are making a comeback, and the Pirates have been repping these fighting necklaces.
yeah. Kutch. I mean, he's been in the league long enough. He's seen all the trends, and he's bringing one back.
Yeah, that shit probably when he won an MVP, he was wearing the fight. That's like 2013.
Yeah, the dreads and everything on it. He was like the swaggiest person in baseball back
He
then.
was swaggy, and then he was 2013 MVP. The fighting necklaces were popping.
Yeah.
And I haven't just seen it in Pittsburgh. I've seen it around the league, but I think the Pirates have kind of been like encapsulating it the best.
I'll tell you what, if
I don't
I
love
see
them.
if I start seeing middle school kids wearing the fighting necklaces, elite socks, and like
Yeah.
I just saw the KDs are getting released again. If that trend starts going on, I'm gonna feel happy. I'm gonna feel happy inside. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
exactly. Well, they say what history has a tendency of repeating itself. So
Yeah.
we're seeing these. This is like our era of shit. But dude, I remember we weren't allowed to wear the fighting necklaces during games.
Yeah, they would make him take us off. It was a
What?
hazard. It wasn't a fucking hazard.
How's that a hazard? It's called swag. You fucking up.
I know.
Oh man. Well, we have a fucking great fat. Let's say, what do we call it today? A Wicked Wednesday in
Wicked
store.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. Great day of baseball. And I'm clearing up. I had to drink a little Odre, have a little soup, and now I'm back to my, almost there. So
Pork's out of the system. It's getting out of the system.
it's getting out of the system. So the energy's here, and we're gonna have a lot of fun moving forward. We still got a few more days of for the week because we're gonna. I mean, I plan to cover it every morning.
Exactly. Right? And I mean, East Coast, beautiful out now. Beautiful day today. We love it. It's a good day to play some baseball.
It's a great day for ball, and we got a matinee. We got games all day. Wow, let's get into it, baby. I can't wait to watch this stuff. But yes, join us in the mornings. Real life fantasy baseball show.
Tune into a little high chat at night too.
And high chat at night. Spin and Swelsh in the mornings. We are the Real Life Fantasy Baseball Show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode.